for coming. In honor of this most auspicious occasion, I have brought something rather special. The torn and visibly restored card. Yes, the self-same feat made popular a few years ago by the outstanding British conjurer, Mr. Guy Hollingworth. Now, what few people realize is that Mr. Hollingworth only created this effect while attempting to backward engineer a feat he'd seen David Copperfield perform. Not with a playing card, but a baseball card. And not just any baseball card, this baseball card. The Honus Wagner 1909 cigarette trading card. Perhaps the most valued of all collectible cards, is only a handful are known to exist, at least until I got my scanner and laser printer. It is this effect I wish to replicate for you this evening, and by doing so, accomplishing two things that every aspiring magician attempts to do. First, pay homage to these two great luminaires of magic, and second, achieve that goal, as I said, of many an aspiring magician, fame through association. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I present for you the torn and visibly restored card, which starts thus by showing the hands cleanly and unmistakably pudgy. The card is then undeniably ripped in half, giving me two pieces. These pieces are torn asunder once again, leaving me with four pieces. Now, this is where both Mr. Hollingworth and Mr. Copperfield stopped in their destruction of the card, but I intend to do them one better today and take these pieces and tear them in half one more time, leaving me with many pieces. And now, let the magic commence by having the pieces visibly fuse themselves together just like no. Oh, if I used two pieces that actually match, that probably would facilitate the assembly of the card. So here we go. There they are, just fusing them. This is a lot harder than it looked on the DVD. Perhaps I should have practiced a little bit before coming here. This is really embarrassing. I was hoping to amaze you. No. These are pretty good. No, seriously. I'm on the Atkins. These are the first carbs I've had in months. It's a little dry. Don't worry. The torn and visibly restored. Now, one of the questions I most frequently ask when people discover that I am a magician is they ask, can you make a good living doing magic? To which I reply, it depends on what your definition of good is. The truth be told, No, one really can't make a living good or not doing magic. The only way to really make ends meet by being a magician is to have a 9-to-5 job, a working wife with excellent benefits, or a trust fund. There is another way, though, but it is rather despicable and low class. It is a method employed by the entertainment industry, mainly movies and television shows, called product placement, where you have organizations pay you to insert their product into your performances. It's a really low, demeaning, horrible way. Really, no one should ever do it, and I myself would never stoop to this level. Who likes Thai food? It's a great place just up the street here called Taiwan On. It's a wonderful Taiwanese restaurant. I had a little lunch there this afternoon before coming here, and I have brought some with me to share with a few lucky participants here. Who likes Thai food here? A couple people over there? All right, very good, very good. I have their menu as well. It's their lunch menu, and it's full of all sorts of wonderful, delectable Thai. You said you like Thai food? What's your name? Mary Otten. Very nice to meet you. Would you just look this menu over, and you can see that there's 10 items. Those are all different Thai delicacies, or at least Thai food. I don't know if they're delicacies, but they are different. Do you see something there you like?
Sure.
Got it? All right. Look at its price.
All right.
See the price?
Yeah.
Forget about food. Just memorize the price in your mind. Don't forget it, but just keep thinking that price over and over again in your head. It will play a very important part. So, do you like? Very good. Your name?
Eric.
Eric, nice to meet you. There are 10 items on this menu, so I just want you to visualize in your mind a number between 1 and 10. Don't tell me. Do you have the number visualized? Very good. All right, look at the item by the number and memorize it. Mm-hmm. Do you have it memorized?
I do.
You won't forget it? We have the menu to fall back on in case you do. All right. So I have a woman here who has a price in her mind, and a man here with a Thai delicacy he's thinking about. And I have in this bag the remains of my lunch, which hopefully will match the item that this gentleman chose off the menu. But first, we need to know how much my lunch cost. It was a reasonable price, was it not?
Sure.
What was the price you're thinking of?
$12.99.
$12.99. And miraculously, that is exactly how much my lunch cost at Taiwan. No, that's a very reasonable price, all right. So now, as I said, I have in this bag the remnants of my lunch right here. So, sir, you have chosen off that menu a delectable Thai goodie. What are you thinking of that is contained in this box?
My number was the house special pizza.
Can we rewind this? It's pizza. I'm not going to get into the Magic Castle. It's just I was going to share this with everybody too. We had almost enough. You said pizza? Really? Well, fortunately, that's what I ordered. Thin crust. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this is a magic show. Where's the card trick? I don't really do card tricks, but being a magician, I'm sort of forced to do one. So I brought a card trick. Now, I'm usually known for my very strange and often lengthy, long, drawn-out performances, but we're kind of running short on time, so we're just going to do a very basic card trick. I'm going to explain exactly what is about to transpire so that there's no disappointment at the conclusion of my program. I will have a card selected by a random member of our audience. It'll be shown around. I then will return the card to the deck. I will reveal the identity of said card on this prediction that I have been sitting here the entire time. I will receive the standing ovation I so rightfully deserve, and we will continue on with our lives. I know this probably comes as a disappointment for those of you expecting one of my more lengthy, bizarre performances, but I'm trying to redeem myself in the eyes of my brethren. So, without further ado, I present to you the card trick where a card is selected, returned to the deck, and revealed. This is a little bit larger room than I'm used to playing, so I brought a little bit larger deck than I'm used to using. Other than the size, it is an absolutely normal deck of cards, with every card in the deck being completely different. And every magician in the room just had a knee-jerk reaction because there's a stock line that I'm not going to use. But you, sir, your name?
Willie.
Willie, would you please just touch any card? Just touch it. That one right there, are you happy with that card?
I am.
Are you a happy person in general?
I am.
Oh, very good. So you can change your mind. I don't want you thinking, oh, driving home, oh, I should have picked another card.
I have no regrets.
You have no regrets. All right. I'm going to avert my eyes because there's mirrors. I can see with the card. But look at that card. Can you see that card?
I can see that.
All right. I'm going to show it around. I'm not going to look there. Does everybody see that? Yeah. I'm going to hold it up to where I think the camera is. Is that about right? All right. Back around. Put it there. I will return the cards to their box. I now will reveal the identity of the card. With my large prediction here. Standing ovation. We're all going to go home. Willie! Was that your card? Not here too. I was hoping that we'd be immune from this, but it's everywhere now. I just can't get away from it. I used to kill. I used to absolutely kill with this trick. And then this book came out. The Da Vinci Code. Who here has read it? Or worse yet, seen the movie? All right, for those of you who somehow are completely oblivious to the existence of this book, I will explain one of the subplots. Mr. Brown asserts that Leonardo da Vinci, the creator of this fabulous fresco, was at one time the head of a clandestine organization known as the Priory of Sion, a secret organization whose chief purpose is the protection and promulgation of the San Graal, the purported bloodline of Christ. Mr. Brown asserts that Da Vinci hid many visual clues as to the existence of this bloodline in many of his works of art. It is important to understand that this book is a work of fiction. However, like much fiction, it is loosely based on truth. Da Vinci was, in fact, a member of a secret society, but it was not the Priory of Sion, no. Da Vinci was a member of the Milan Magic Circle. Yes, Da Vinci was in fact an amateur conjurer and thus incredibly fond of card tricks, and that is what is hidden in this picture, not some evidence of descendants of a deity, but the identity of a playing card chosen not but a moment ago by this gentleman here. My proof? You will note clearly illustrated in the picture 13 individuals. Many assume this to be Christ and the 12 apostles. However, the Bible is vague on exactly how many apostles there were at any given time. There are, however, 13 values in a suit of playing cards. Coincidence? I think not. Especially when you note that Da Vinci has placed these members in 4 distinct groupings, one for each suit in a deck of cards. Now, before I proceed any further, it is important to understand that Da Vinci himself would have been familiar with the Italian-Spanish suits of cards, which contained the suits of staves or staffs that became our clubs, coins, which became our diamonds, swords, which became our spades, and cups, which became our hearts. All of these cards are represented in this picture, but only one in a strange and curious fashion. It is this anomalously represented suit that will be the suit of this gentleman's card. First, cups. You will notice 13 separate cups clearly illustrated in the picture. Not strange. This, after all, is a feast. You have to drink your wine out of something. You just can't pass that Boda bag around from person to person. It's unhygienic. So one would expect cups to be there, and indeed cups are there. So clearly your card is not a heart, correct?
That's correct.
Perfect. You'll also note, clearly illustrated in the picture, bread. Not an anomaly, no. This is a Seder feast. Bread plays a very prominent role. Bread is also known as the staff of life. So your card was not a club. No, it was not. Now, no matter how hard you study this picture, you will not see a coin illustrated anywhere in the entire fresco, which only leads one to wonder, who's paying for this? However, here, in the hand of the apostle believed to be Judas Iscariot, is a pouch, heavy, laden, but what we know through tradition to contain 30 pieces of silver. So coins are represented here, and again, not in a curious fashion, so your card was not a diamond. Perfect. Which only leaves one suit left, which is represented here in a hand. A disembodied hand, because due to its positioning, it can belong to no one in this group, let alone anyone way over here. In this hand is held a curious item. A knife, a sword, a spada, making your card, sir, a spade. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Perfect. And now, for the value. Many people assume that since Christ, King of Kings, King of the Jews, is prominently displayed right in the middle of the picture, that your card must be a king, but it isn't. No, that's far too obvious. Some people believe that the secret lies here with this apostle, John, the youngest, at least until Mr. Brown's book came out. And now many people believe this to be Mary Magdalene, the bride of Christ, making your card a queen. But it isn't a queen. No, sir, it is not. Because this isn't Mary Magdalene. It's a stupid theory. However, in between Christ and the apostle formerly known as John, is a very strange geometrical figure in the form of the letter V, which Mr. Brown asserts symbolically represents the feminine. However, as we all know, symbols change meaning throughout time. To many of our grandparents here, this was V for victory. To many of our parents, or some of us still living here, this was peace man. However, in Christ's time, this was a Roman ordering 5 beers. Da Vinci knew this, which is why he placed a very large geometrical figure for the letter Roman numeral 5 right in the middle of the painting. card, sir, was the 5 of spades, correct? Thank you! The 5 of spades, a card you will see in this picture from this time forward every time you look at it. And because I have taught you the secret of unlocking Da Vinci's hidden symbolic code, you will see this card, his favorite card, the 5 of spades, in paintings where you have never seen it before. Thank you. My name is Master Payne, and this concludes my performance. Thank you.